And I have been making excuses this whole time, and I was like, I got to stop making excuses. I need to learn how to upload these recordings because I have a ton of them. So this is me telling you guys that I will try and upload it in the next 24 hours. But I want to quickly go through and share with you guys about party flipping. I can't remember who asked me to do this training. I don't know if it was a teamie or if it was our leaders, but someone was like, we need to go through party flipping. And what better month to do it than this month where we have a, you can earn your shooting star kit. So we have a joining special. So in the comments, I want you guys to write, let me know, do you know what a party flip is? Yes or no? Simple yes or no. Before we get started and go right into it, I'm going to share why I believe party flipping is really important and why I believe it is probably one of the best ways to sponsor or to recruit. And I've actually got one of my girls on here that I did this with. And she probably doesn't even know that's what I did with her. And so Krista, I actually did a party flip with her, but I gave her the hostess kit at a cheaper price. And so the great thing about hostess flipping or being able to give someone the gift of a cheaper kit is that it gives them the opportunity to join Scentsy again at a low entry price. Even though I think the $150 to start Scentsy is like a bargain, this is another way that if you've got someone that, either generally doesn't have the money to get started or, is on the on edge and it's just like, I don't really know if this is what I want to do. This is a really great way to introduce them to the consultant side of it, the business side, because they can get in at an even lower cost. Now, I want to share a story. So when I first joined Scentsy, my sponsor, she was like, you need to learn how, you need to recruit, you need to grow a team. Like she was just like, you got to do this. And I was just like, look, I didn't even want to do direct sales. And the fact that you're already asking me to do it, I'm already turned off. Like I am like already turned off by it. This is like exactly what I feel like direct sellers are all like. And I'm just like, I'm not interested. I just want to sell the products. And so she's like, Marita, I could tell that she was just like, because I was so, I didn't have very good people skills back then. And so I was really upfront and really blunt. And then Andrew's just like, she totally backed off. It wasn't like I'm not interested, but it was very clear that I did not want to know more about the recruiting side or the sponsoring side of the business. And so she totally backed off. Like she didn't even talk to me about sponsoring. And she actually let me then reach out to her when I was ready for information. And so I remember talking to her and she was telling me when I reached out to her and I said, look, I think I'm ready to sponsor. People are coming to me and asking me about the business. I know it's a really dumb thing for me to get them to go to someone else. I've recruited them, but I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't really know the benefits and I don't really understand why I would gift them my sales. Like, why would I do that? And she was just like, Cindy, it's like a compounding effect. And she goes, I gifted so many of my parties at the beginning of my business. I made no money, when they first joined because you're gifting them the sales. And I was just like, that seems like a really dumb thing to do. To be completely honest, I was like, I don't get it. Why would you work this hard? You would go to the party, you would set it up, you would do all the things, you would present, you would make time, you'd get babysitters, your husband would look after your kids, whatever. And then at the end of that, investment of time, I'm going to give it to the hostess on top of her free stuff. Why would I not get a cut of it? I don't get that. Like I didn't quite understand the concept of this party plan or this, network marketing, direct selling kind of like business. And so I was just like, I don't get it. And then she's like, just trust me, Cindy. And I was like, okay, well, you're a superstar director. You're doing pretty good. You've been in this business 5 years. I guess I should probably listen to you and trust you. And so my first month as a Scentsy consultant, I recruited, I think it was 2 or 3 people, and my first paycheck was just under $400. And I made absolutely, I think it was like, I made nothing. I don't think I made anything from oh no, I would have made something because I promoted to lead. I think I made like $20. Like it was nothing. Like it was not significant enough for me to be like, oh, I really want to sponsor. And then my second month came around and I recruited 4 people, and that was 4 launch parties plus my own party. So I was out of the house. I went from being a stay-at-home mom with an 8-week-old baby to 4 launch parties and my own parties and out of the house. And so I was out of the house a lot more. And I was just like, I got my second paycheck and it was like $450, and I made $50 off of off of my team of 6. And I had been out of the house for 4 launch parties. And back then I didn't really know how to party. So a launch party or a party could have been like 4 hours, because I hadn't streamlined my business enough. I didn't have as much knowledge or experience. And so it took me a long time to do these things. So I was like, I've been out of the house. I did the math. I'm like, been out of the house for 20 hours. I made $50 off of, and I was just like, this is real dumb. Like, she said to trust her. Okay, I'm going to trust her. All right. Okay. My third month came around. Everyone was launched. I don't think I had anyone come on board, or I can't remember having launch parties, but everyone was launched and they knew what they were set up and they were ready to rock and roll with their business. That month, I made $1,000, and 400 of it was my personal sales and $600 of it came from my team. And I was like, light bulb moment. Okay, I understand the dedication that I took to train, to teach, to show them, to be out of the house, to give them the support. It's coming back. It's coming back to me. It's coming to bless me. It's I'm starting to actually get paid for my efforts that I had put in, and I had trained my team to do this business. And so that's when, to me, about month 3 to month 4 was when I was like, okay, I'm going to really grow a team and grow a business. And I'm going to not only grow a team and grow a business, but you know what? I'm going to try and be the best sponsor that I possibly can be and help them be successful too. And just get like, just if they can get $1,000 a month too, winning. We're all winning. That's the goal. And so if you're sitting there and you're like, I don't quite understand, or you've thought about flipping, or you've flipped before and you're like, I made absolutely nothing, I want you to know, hang in there. Your work will come back to bless you if you continue to invest and support your teammates and help them grow a strong foundation for their business. So where does that lead me? That leads me to how to actually flip a party. So it sounds like you all kind of know. I think there's only one person that said no. Everyone said yes. One person said not 100% sure. So I couldn't quite figure out how to kind of screen share everything to show you without kind of giving like personal information out of my customers. And I don't really want to do that. So if you do have another device on you, I want you to take it out, and I'm going to literally show you step by step how to set up a party and then flip it. So all you do is, we all know how to set up a party. You go into your workstation, and then you set up a party. And you want to show, when you set up your hostess, you need to put all of their information in correctly. So their phone number, their email is very important. You need to get their email right, and their address. And so when you put the orders in, once your party qualifies, you then have the option to gift them a host exclusive kit. You can enter it in using the host rewards, so the credit. And then once you select that, immediately they actually get an email, and they said, I actually don't know what the email says, to be honest, but they get an email and they have 24 hours to accept the email and approve it. Once they do that, they become a consultant. If you have to finalize you do have to finish and finalize the party order though, for it to go through as well. Once they accept it too, there's a button that comes up that says that you can actually flip a party. So flipping a party means that the PRV no longer stays on your workstation, but goes to the new consultant. And so you can click yes or no on that, depending on what you want to do. And I'll explain to you why you might want to do yes or no, depending on the situation. And then, so you can flip it to them. They can have the PRV or they don't have the PRV, but they can get the host exclusive kit. And then what happens is you finalize it and the PRV will be transferred over to the new consultant. Or if you've clicked no, the PRV stays with you and the new consultant is all set up on the workstation. And then you're really ready to rock and roll with launching them. Now, the reason why, actually, has anyone flipped a party and not flipped the PRV? Has anyone done that? And if you have, can you put into the comments why you didn't flip the PRV? And doesn't look like anyone's done that. Okay, so one of my recruiting tools that I've used this whole year is I do a lot of outside orders, and I probably do like one outside order a week. And so what I do is I actually, before closing my outside order, I actually reach out to people and I say, hey, I have a starter kit for this much, whatever it is. Like if I get a really good outside order, it might be $30. If it's not so good, they might only get it for $50, like still really great. And I'll say, hey, look, I've actually got a starter kit, a mini starter kit, and it's $30. I know how much you love. Would you like to give it a go? You get this, and this in it. What do you say? Do you want to give, or I reach out to other people. If I have a list on my phone of people that have shown interest in joining, I'll be like, hey, I know that you've wanted to join Scentsy and you've mentioned it before. I know the timing wasn't right last time, but I just want you to know I actually have one mini kit that's ready to go for $40. If you would like it, you get a warmer, a bar, and you've got an account ready to rock and roll. Would you like to take me up? Like, would you like that? And I've had pretty good success with it. And I've been able to sponsor a lot of my teenies. Probably, I would say 90% of my new teenies this year have all come from gifting a host exclusive kit. And like Bubba says, it was her own party and she offered the exclusive kit without the out-of-pocket expense. So same thing in that case where I've done it and I've gifted them the gifted them the host exclusive kit. I actually keep the PRV for myself, but because I still think the gift of a discounted kit is still amazing. It's like if you can give someone a kit for $40 or for $30 or even for $50, if you take off just the qualifying party credit, it's still a pretty amazing deal. And then it's totally up to them what they're going to do with it. There's no pressure on them to make it work, or they can dip their toes in it, they can give it a go, and then who knows, they might really love it and they might want to stick around, or they might just want to be buying for themselves, and that's okay too. But then there's no pressure on you don't feel the pressure of making them successful. If they can give it a go and be like, they've only given a $40 investment or whatever the investment is, and they've got a full warmer and a wax. Like there's literally nothing to lose. And so that's the only instance when I don't gift the PRV, is when I've already gifted the host exclusive kit. Now, if someone was to have an actual party and they wanted to join, I would 100% gift them the PRV, because that's their PRV, it's their contacts, it's a great way for them to kickstart their business, to get to Shooting Star, to get certified, and especially this month with the Earn a Shooting Star kit. So that is a couple of, and at the end of the day, it's between you and your new teamie. It's your business, you can decide what you want to do, but if you have an opportunity to either gift it or gift the host exclusive kit or to gift the PRV, totally do it. It's totally worth it. If you remember my story, it comes back to bless you 100%. It does. But before you close any orders this month or in the next 6 months, get into a habit of actually messaging people and asking them, would you like this? And don't stop. If someone says no, go to the next person. If someone says no, go to the next person. But do not go and offer it to 3 people at the same time, because if all 3 of them says yes and you've only got 1, you're screwed. All right. So make sure you're only doing it 1 person at a time. Once they say no, then message the next person. And people to think about that you can message is, who would you love to work with? Who do you think would be amazing at this business? Message them. If you have a list of people that have shown interest, message them. If you have people that purchase a lot of Scentsy, like let's say $200 every single month, message them. Those are the people that you can message that, and you probably already have those people. You just probably haven't sat there and thought about, those people. But I mean, go into the contacts tab, have a look at who's ordering lots, have a look at Amy, who's ordering, a lot of Scentsy. You can see that way. So I've gone through the perks of flipping. Is there any other questions that you guys have about flipping? No. So you can offer more than 1 starter kit in a month, depending on how many orders you have going in. So you can only offer 1 starter kit per qualifying party. So if you have 5 qualifying parties that month, you can offer 5. If you have 1 qualifying party that month, you can offer 1. I hope that answers your question. So I wanted to quickly go through the difference between sponsoring and recruiting, since we're talking about sponsoring and talking about recruiting. Does anybody know the difference between sponsoring and recruiting? And if you do, pop it in the comments. So I've recently had it explained to me. Oh, okay, quickly. I'll go back quickly. Krista just shared a really good question. How do you work out the cost of the kit if you're using the host rewards? Like you said, $30 or $50. How do you know that? So with the host exclusive kit, it's $89 for Australia. I don't know what it is for New Zealand. I feel like it's $93. If someone's from New Zealand and you know the host exclusive kit, pop it in the comments. But for Australia, it's $89. And you can only use the host credit towards it. Every qualifying party, thanks Leanne, it's $100. Every qualifying party, you're going to at least get $34 credit in Australia. And then I don't know what it is for New Zealand, but Leanne will pop it in. Minimum $34, right, in host credit for a qualifying party. That price comes off of the $89. So if you have someone that, if you go higher in your sales, you get more credit that can come off of the kit. So that's what I mean by you can give a kit for $30. If you have a 500 and something party, you're going to get $50 of credit. You can then take that off of the price and then gift that. They pay the difference. Does that make sense? Cool. All right. Tanya, that's pretty good, actually. That's a pretty good description. How do I offer the host without using them to host? Sorry, probably a dumb question, but newish. Do you charge this if they take you up on the offer?
Sorry, does that make sense?
No,
So,
keep going.
Wait, do I need to? So you've done your orders and you've realised that you've got this to offer. Do you then have to use them as a host and start again, or is that where you just change the host? So I've never done it before, so it makes it a bit hard to understand.
So you mean if you were to have a party and you were to offer it to the host and they said no and you offered it to someone else, you would have to change the hostess? Is that the question?
Yes.
Yes, you would have to change the hostess.
Okay,
but
and
yeah,
you wouldn't need to restart your whole ordering again. You just change the host and edit.
you can, yeah. So everything will be saved. You can just change the hostess without affecting the party. But you wouldn't be able to finalize anything anyway. So you could go in and fix up the order if something falls off. But no, I have done it multiple times. You can change the host after you've set up the party and then put their new details in. Yeah, that is possible. Yeah.
Beautiful. And then that's where it would ask you if you wanted to send over your PRV. Is that right?
Yeah. So once they
Okay.
the button will come up and says, would you like to gift or give the PRV over? And that's where you'll say yes or no. And it's literally a click of a button.
Beautiful. Thank you.
That's okay. You're welcome. So if you get a third tier party, yes, the hostess kit is completely free, which is awesome. Plus they do get the half price rewards and the spare credit. Yes. Yeah. The other thing that I realized I didn't share is the only thing that I didn't share too is if you have a party too and your hostess says no, just ask someone else. Just like the question was asked, can you be the hostess? Yes, you can. There's been other parties. It's a bit trickier to like put it in. And if you get super confused, don't worry about it, but you can also change it around and move things around that every party you can actually gift a host kit, depending on how you set it up. So basically when you set up the party and you give the hostess kit to someone, the host kit actually gets sent out separately to the party. So let's just say Bubba decides that she wants to join Scentsy, but Leanne is my original host. What I can do is I can make Bubba the new host, but give Leanne all of the host credits and stuff. So I could still gift Bubba the $89 kit as a mini kit. This is probably I'm really sorry if I'm confusing you, and I'm hoping I'm explaining it really clearly. But basically I can make Bubba the kit. I can make Bubba the host and still give Leanne all of her host credits and half price, and make Bubba pay the $89, which will make the difference of the kit, and gift that to her and get the kit sent out to her, and she can join and become a consultant. And Leanne wouldn't even know. Like, it wouldn't affect Leanne in any way. It wouldn't change her host rewards. And her party could still come to me. I can divvy it up to people, but the kit is still there available to someone. So let's say you have someone that wants to join, but wants the $89 kit, but doesn't want to have a party, for instance. That's still an option. A bit trickier, but very possible. And if you do need help with that, you can message me and I can do my best to help you with that. But like I said, if it's too tricky, don't worry about it. Don't offer it until you can wrap your head around it. It's just about juggling things around and moving things around, just like you would on a personal special. Yeah, so you need
It's a whole bowl of mint sitting out there with bread and everything. Yeah. You didn't eat?
I don't know if that was for us, Kylie, but let me know. The only thing that happens when you change the host is anything you have entered in host rewards gets wiped. Yes, that's right. So Leanne, like she said, the hostess, when you change the hostess, that gets wiped and you have to start again. But everything else, everyone else's orders are there. Yep, that's right. If you flip the party, you can still get everything shipped to you and you can divvy it up. Okay, Flo, just maybe message me privately and I'll see if I can help with that. No. So Debbie, so when let's say we go back to the example of Bubba joining, you would need payment from Bubba still and payment from Leanne, but Bubba's payment for the kit will cancel out the host will cancel out. So how do I explain this? So Bubba's kit will come out of Leanne's host credit, but Bubba's money would replace the host credit. Did that make sense? Or did I confuse you guys? Okay, cool. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. So you would need payment from each person, and Leanne would still pay the difference of her like hostess stuff. Okay, so go back. Great questions. Going back to sponsoring versus recruiting. If you have more, pop them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Sponsoring and recruiting. These are two different things. And I'm going to try and start using the right term for the right meaning. Recruiting is when someone joins your team. And what happens with recruiting is once the kit is ordered, the recruiting process is done. You've recruited them. They've joined. They're done. Sponsoring is when you support someone through their journey. Okay? Two different things. You can, we have people, and I've seen it in this business. I've seen people recruit and they think they're going to support and they don't. They recruit, move on, recruit, move on, recruit, move on. Sponsoring is where you really need to focus your energy. Sponsoring is where you become an accountability buddy. Sponsoring is where you're there to support them. Sponsoring is there to show them how to get started and where to find answers. Sponsoring is not holding someone's hand. Sponsoring is showing them the way and then letting go and then being their accountability buddy, once a week, every day. But there is, some kind of responsibility on the new teamie to also reach out and stay accountable. I think people are doing a lot of recruiting and not enough sponsoring. I know that not everyone has amazing sponsors. I know that, everyone has different sponsors and different ways of their sponsors reaching out to them, that sometimes it might not click for them, or it might not be something, a way that they prefer. But I want you to know that regardless of who your sponsor is, you have upline, you have pages, you have training available to you. And one of the things, I had this chat with Andrew this afternoon. We were sitting down and we're having a chat, and he talked about breaking the cycle. And no one had ever talked to me about that before. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. And, I hear people complain about their sponsors. I hear people talk about, my sponsor didn't do this, my sponsor didn't do that. They don't give me support. They don't train me. They don't whatever. They don't coach me, whatever. And he was like, but it's our responsibility to break the cycle. It's our responsibility to change direct sales. It's our responsibility to be like, you know what? I probably didn't get this from my sponsor, but I'm going to break the cycle and I'm going to teach my team how to do it properly. I'm going to teach them how to support one another. I'm going to teach them the type of community that we're going to build here. And I thought to me, it was such a good aha moment. I was like, break the cycle. Of course, we're so held up about our sponsor not doing something. Well, we can be the change. We can change that for our team so that no one else experiences that. Or we can try and make that as, that less people experience that, because I'm sure down the line somewhere they're probably going to get lost. But I don't know. To me, that was something really important to understand the difference between sponsoring and recruiting. They're two totally different things. And we are in this business of sponsoring. We're here to build relationships. We're here to support one another. And we're here to be accountability buddies and to sponsor. The other last thing I want to share with you before I go through the questions one more time is talking about sponsoring. Where do we go to find these tools? So hopefully you watched the live. If you've watched the live, where do you find these sponsoring tools? Go on, put it in the comments. But the sponsoring tools that you can find that's going to help you is literally in the guides in our team page. And you're on the group page. Now, your sponsors and directors might have other things and other tools that you can use. It's literally called the New Consultant Training Session. That's it. It's on the guides in the under the I think it's under the sponsoring guide, and it is literally a breakdown of what you're going to go through session 1 to 2 days of enrollment, what you're going to do, what you're going to talk to them through, what homework they're going to do. Day 3 to 7, what you're going to talk to them about, what their homework is going to be. Oh, look at that. Day 8 to 15, what you're going to talk to them about, what their homework is going to be. And guess what? There's also extras on the bottom. Then there is this amazing table that you can like keep yourself accountable with what you're talking to your consultants about. So when people say, I don't know what to say, I wasn't shown, it's time to break the cycle. It's time to go and get all these resources. It's time to be organized, and it's time to like really rock your business in the next 6 months to 12 months and have all the tools there ready to go. It's not about rethinking the wheel. It's not about reinventing the wheel. It's not about, I need to do things completely different. It's all done for you. This is done. You literally print it off and that's it. And you just talk through it. Like, I don't know how much easier it can get. But the amount of people that are not doing this is going to blow your mind. And this is where the sponsoring comes in. This is where the support comes in. So if you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, no more excuses. It's on the guides on our team page. And if you can't find it, let your sponsor know. They'll tag you in it, or your directors, and they'll tag you in it. There is also trainings on the workstation under the training center. And there's heaps and heaps of resources and videos. So again, if you need more training on it, let us know. We'll do our best. But honestly, I think sometimes people overcomplicate the system. Overcomplicate it. We're overthinking what needs to get done. We're overthinking the checklist. It's not as hard or as complicated that we're putting it up like we're making it out to be. The more you make it harder, the more your teams aren't going to want to replicate it. If you simplify it and make it easier to do, people are going to want to sponsor and support one another. But if you're overcomplicating it and making it hard, they're not going to do it. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through the questions. Yep, so Leanne's shipping on the kit, so make sure you get that. So what happens if they start the party with the intent to flip it, but change their minds at the end? The host, not consultant. Oh, the host not wanting to become a consultant? Oh, well, cool, you got the PRV. It's pretty good. Like, you don't lose. So if someone goes, I want to flip, and then at the end they're like, actually, no, I don't want to become a consultant, that's all right. You just gained the customer base and you've gained the PRV. It's a win-win. Seriously, it's a good thing. I mean, ideally it'd be great if your hostess joined, but if they don't, no big deal. You've got your PRV. But again, if the hostess wasn't going to join, there's an opportunity for you to ask someone that attended the party or someone else if they would like to take you up on the kit. So hopefully this was helpful. I want to thank you guys for coming on